Hello, everybody. Finally got Dead Silence on Blu-ray. Finally came in. This came out in August of 2015, so not too long ago. I'm a tad late on getting it, but not by not by a long shot. So yeah, Dead Silence is finally available on Blu-ray here in the States. It was only available in Australia, and then maybe the UK had an import. I can't quite remember. I actually considered getting it, but I think it was region locked, so it wouldn't work on, American Blu-ray players. So, I just kind of gave up, and all of a sudden, boom, here it is. This is a 2007 horror film. It's absolutely wonderful. It's right there under, for me, my personal favorites of horror films are the Scream franchise, and this kind of comes right under that, even though I know Scream's more of a parody and a satire, but it's very, very, I don't really care, I like that, and Dead Silence to me is right there, it's definitely up on my top 5, so, I had to get it on Blu-ray, and, this movie wasn't very well received, when it hit theaters, and even now, not a lot of people like it. You do have fans of the movie, you have people that, enjoyed it and found things about it that they really thought were unique and they appreciated. See, to me, Dead Silence really stood out, especially in its time. It was just really different, there was just something about it. When I saw the TV spots, man, I was like, dude, this looks awesome, I was like, I gotta go see this. And, it brought forth two things that I love to death. In horror, literature, it brought ghosts, paranormal, and it brought living dolls, which was, is absolutely incredible. But Dead Silence is a lot more than just, the dolls are coming to life. A lot of people for some reason, a lot of people want to compare Dead Silence to Child's Play. Yeah, they say it's a rip-off of Child's Play, and this has nothing to do with Child's Play. There's a lot more to this. This is a creepy mystery and it really is a mystery, honestly, and a really good ghost story. And, when I saw it, I was captivated. I thought it was unique. Dead Silence is not, very character-driven. The characters are kind of weak and flat. I'll admit, they're kind of run-of-the-mill, horror pawns, just kind of, they're in there so, basically we can show you what we really want to show you, kind of deal. Which I can live with, I appreciate films that aren't necessarily you're in it for the characters, like the monster movies, we're in it for the monster. Dead Silence, we're in it for Mary Shaw, we're in it for the ghost, we're in it for the ventriloquist dummies, we're in it for the ghost story, and that's exactly what Dead Silence does so well. And, other aspects of Dead Silence that really make it what it is atmosphere and tone. Okay, this movie, really, really kind of does a callback to, like, the 1960s, like, classic horror film, maybe even earlier than that. There's a really heavy use of fog on the ground, so it's almost like a theater production in a way. It kind of gives you that creepy, kind of like you were going to see a creepy play, that's another feeling that I get from this movie, which is funny because there's theater in the movie, so that's, that kind of fit. But, also the music to this film, the original score, like soundtrack, man, that is so awesome. There's just something about the music that really just, it just captivated me. I mean, it was just, I could feel it, like when, from the beginning of the film to the end, while watching it, and you can, you hear that music, it really helps build up the suspense. It really, really, really sets the mood. Dead Silence sets the mood so well, unlike a lot of other horror movies. And this is by far my favorite James Wan film. This is, to me, he didn't get better than this, because, he directed Saw, which I think is okay. I'm not a diehard Saw fan. And then, seems like he did, he did Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, which, if you haven't seen that movie, you definitely should see it. To me, it's another one of his best ones. I think it's '07. I think it came out the same year Dead Silence did, and I'm not sure how well it did. It's kind of a revenge vendetta type of film. Really, really good. Also, he did, of course, the Insidious movies. I could care less about Insidious. Just something about him, it didn't captivate me like Dead Silence did. And also, what else did he do that was kind of, well, The Conjuring. I actually liked The Conjuring. I thought The Conjuring was really good. To me, I like Dead Silence better. And then, of course, Annabelle, which I have yet to see. So, from what I've seen, definitely Dead Silence to me is his best. I know a lot of people would probably disagree, and that's cool, but definitely like Dead Silence the best. There's not really much else I could say about it, except that, thankfully it's on Blu-ray, because the DVD, had some issues. The audio was just painfully low. I mean, I remember having it played on like these really, high-tech, up there, good quality, like HD speakers, and it would be to where the sound effects and the music were just blasting loud, and no matter how high I had it, I could barely understand what they were saying. I mean, it was like, every word, every speech, was so mumbled that, the music and stuff would blow me out of the house, and then I couldn't understand what they were saying. And it was even worse when I didn't have it on the speakers and was just basically, listening to it from the TV's speakers. So, definitely glad, because a Blu-ray fixes that issue. And also, I cannot wait to see this movie in 1080p HD. I mean, that's just going to be awesome. So yeah, it's pretty much the same cover as the DVD, except it's unrated. And when the DVDs came out, the theatrical version had kind of a traditional Billy the dummy on the cover. He was kind of a classic color of a ventriloquist dummy. In this one, he's in the unrated version of the cover. He's very pale looking, you can see him. He's very pale, he's got cracks on him, he's very ghostly. But yeah, that's pretty cool, and as far as I know, both covers have Mary Shaw's finger in front of his nose. And interesting fact, this movie was actually going to be called Shh. Not kidding. I think it was either going to be called Shh or Shh Silence. I think those were two working titles, which I'm glad they changed it, because that would be, that'd be really annoying if you had to go and see, like, what are you going to go see tonight? Well, I was thinking about going to go see Shh. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? That would be kind of, I'm glad they didn't. It's creative, but I wouldn't want to say it too often, because it's kind of a strain on the tongue to have to say that all the time, Dead Silence just has that ring to it, it's like, Dead Silence, that just sounds awesome. And it is awesome. So this is the unrated version, obviously. Bonus features are the same exact bonus features from the DVD, but I'm glad we get them. And those are an alternate opening, alternate ending, deleted scenes, the making of Dead Silence, Mary Shaw's secrets, some music video, and evolution of a visual FX, which they're all great. Especially the deleted scenes are really good. Evolution of a visual FX is basically where they talk about the computer generation that was involved in this, which is not too much. The theater that was out on Lost Lake in the film, that was all computer generated, so that was kind of interesting to know, which I couldn't necessarily tell because it was done so well. I'm usually very, very picky when it comes to computer generation, like in films, because, I like the straight up, like, if it's a monster movie, I kind of like it when they use puppets and, of course, animatronics. But still, this was a great movie. The effects are good to me. And Mary Shaw is the coolest ghost. I mean, she is just awesome. She really is a badass. And there's the disc. Basically, it's the same as the DVD, except it's Blu-ray. FedEx. Got a little damage on the inside there, but that's okay, because everything else is in perfect condition. So yeah, that's Dead Silence on Blu-ray. If you haven't checked it out, definitely get this. It is awesome. Thanks for watching.